Hello there, thank you for joining me. My name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium, and this evening I'm doing a psychic reading for Prince Andrew, ninth in line to the British throne, Prince Andrew, who finds himself in a little spot of bother at the moment. Before I go on ahead with the reading, I want to thank all of my subscribers for being with me, and I really appreciate it, and thank you for all your lovely comments that you put down below. Please do so if you want to, and if you'd like to subscribe to this channel, please do so by clicking subscribe and the little bell icon, and then YouTube will tell you every time I upload a new video. And I do quite a few for the royals. I've done Prince Harry and Meghan. Please take a look at them, and Prince Charles. They're all on my list. Today I'm revealing major secrets about Prince Andrew. Since I've been asked to do this reading by so many people, I've been picking up lots of messages from my spirit guides, well away from tarot deck. And I've made a note of a few of them here, and I'll reveal those at the end. They're what I would call the major secrets. But first of all, we'll take a general look using some tarot cards. They've been shuffled, but I'll give them another go away from the microphone. And we'll see what comes up in his general life, and see if it's interesting. I've got to tell you, I'm not on anyone's side with this problem that is going on. So please don't think I'm taking sides, because I won't do that. In fact, I'm trying to avoid the subject as much as I can. But he's in a bit of trouble, being sued by a lady called Virginia in America over some a few years old allegations. Let me tell you the negatives first. Well, you can see the tower straight away. And it's like the Tower of Babel, I think. People falling over the top, people in a bit of trouble. This card can mean turbulence. It doesn't always mean the end of the world or disaster, but it does mean turbulence. Pretty obvious. He's going through some turbulence, poor old Prince Andrew at the moment. And he's being roughed up like someone puts you in a bag and shakes it up and then drops you out of it. But this is not really a negative reading as I expected it to be. There are messages of confusion around him. This is to do with his royal position, but we know about that because he stopped doing royal duties. I'm not an expert on the royals, I just do readings for them, but there are words of confusion around him. This can mean that people are getting the wrong information, the wrong messages, but as far as the legal stuff goes, that will be at the end, near the end of the reading, so stick with me, don't miss that, because they're the major secrets. But turbulence, confusion around him, people getting the wrong information, maybe the wrong emails, the wrong phone numbers, the wrong information, the wrong end of the stick really. There are problems around him with a triangle. This is depicted by the Three of Swords. Going through a heart, you may see that. Now that can mean a romantic situation where three people are involved, but one of the major secrets at the end of the reading is about romance, so I'll tell you that later. But it can mean that you're in a romantic triangle, that you're seeing somebody who is not free, or somebody's deceiving you and two-timing you. Could be seeing a girl that's not loyal to him, or he could be seeing a girl that he shouldn't be seeing that's not probably free or still attached to somebody else. But it doesn't mean that he is, it means that he could be. And I'm looking ahead here, 12 to 14 weeks at least, so some of this won't have happened yet. Now, Andrew is supported at the moment by a spirit guide. You can see that by the High Priestess. That doesn't necessarily mean a lady. I think it's probably Prince Philip who is around him, but it could be a lady as well. Someone in spirit is helping him, guiding him, is feeling a bit pressured at the moment, not surprisingly. And then you have another interesting card, the Ace of Wands, which means fertility and things growing and things taking off, but it also means new beginnings. So things are changing. I think this bloke is inspired by the universe. He doesn't realise it, but he does have a bit of psychic ability. We'll pick up the Star card from the Major Arcana, which can involve psychic activity around, lots of spirit guides, lots of intuition going on and stuff like that. But this is not the disastrous reading I expected, and I really did, because I've been picking up some pretty strange messages lately. Andrew, Prince Andrew, of course, used to be known as the Randy Andy. Now, don't ask me why, but he did used to have some beautiful girlfriends when he was younger, and did like to party a lot. So they used to call him the Prince of the nightclubs or something like that. But Randy Andy was what the tabloids called him, but it was all a bit of fun, really. I don't think he took offence to it. But he's in trouble. He's got problems. They're not going to go away on their own, and that's what people want. They want to put pressure on him, and he won't be able to avoid it for long. But he's definitely affected or advised by a man. There we see a wealthy individual, could be his brother, Prince Charles. This man is towards the end of this reading, so it's a big inspiration to him, who may be helping to guide him on this side of life. It's not a spirit guide. I think Andrew will receive an offer soon, which I'm going to tell you about in the Major Secrets. Somebody from overseas is making an offer, and it's confirmed here before I even got to the cards by the Page of Wands. You see the sea, the ocean. He's presenting an offer. That can be a love thing, but it can also be what you get when you have a stalemate and one person makes an offer to try and end the dispute. So that could be going on as well. But I think he's involved with three people, not necessarily romantically, but he's in some kind of triangle. He's in trouble with turbulence presented by the Major Arcana Tower card. But I think he will find inspiration from somewhere, because he cannot stay as he is at the moment. And you don't need to be psychic to know that. I just want to take a look at the next 3 months one at a time. We'll take a look at September, October and November. And then I'll look at a couple of oracle cards, and then I'll tell you the major secrets, what I think are major secrets, and they're fascinating, really. So, September, October, November. None of this is surprising either. There comes the offer, I think, in September or before. Before the last day of September, he will receive an offer from a lady, and I think she's got blonde hair. If it's not an offer, it's a suggestion. And I think you can guess what I'm coming to. Then, unfortunately, sometimes unfortunately, the King of Cups can mean, it means a lot of things, depends on what's with it, but it can mean medical issues. And the stress this man is under, that wouldn't surprise me at all. He may have some reason to visit a doctor or a specialist, or to take advice from someone in that field. But nothing. I don't think anything serious. Then I think November, the offer is still on the table. It's being repeated, and I think it's coming from the other side of the Atlantic again. So it seems to me that this is going to drag on for a while. But then somebody, all the parties involved, are going to want to see some movement, and they're going to start bartering, if that's the right word, and trying to make deals and do deals with each other. But we'll come to that in a moment with the major secrets. But just before I do that, I'm going to pick up 2 oracle cards for him, because it's not the doom and gloom. I'm glad for him in a way, but as I said, I'm neutral. I'm not taking sides. This is a water card. This is what they would say, the spirit world would say to Andrew, the Prince of Partying, I used to call him, nightclubs and that sort of thing. Although I don't think he did much. I think the press got hold of that wrong. But you have desires to move on and search for something more meaningful. Well, he's certainly got the desire to move on, and he will eventually, as I'll reveal in a few moments. This is a fire card. Then you see some birds going to roost, I believe, there. This one says to Andrew, courage and creativity is rewarded by abundant resources. We'll do one more of those. Courage he needs. Creativity. Another fire card, lots of candles, that one. It's only a short reading, but the major secrets are coming up. It's saying that he's coming to his own, he needs to continue to move forward. What it's saying to me is that he's stuck. He's got ideas, he's coming into his own, he's got a way out of this, and he needs to move forward. He needs to have a bit more courage. I picked up some major secrets in the last few days, in the last week or so, and I'm going to tell you them now. Please subscribe if you can, and share me with your friends on Facebook and social media and that, and make some comments below. I love to hear your comments, and I try to reply to them all, but there's been thousands lately, so I can't keep up with all of them, but I try to. The major secrets, I've taken a few notes because I don't want to forget to tell you things. The biggest thing I picked up, one of the biggest things I picked up with Andrew is that during the next 12 to 14 weeks, he's going to be seen out with a new lady. And there's been rumours about this already, so I may not be telling you something new. I don't read the press. I've never bought a newspaper since Diana was chased by the paparazzi the night she died, so I don't buy newspapers. But I think you'll find, and you heard it from me, David Charles, psychic, UK's leading psychic, that I think Prince Andrew is going to be seen with a new lady. And I think this lady is going to back him up and try and support him, because I think, by God, he needs support at the moment. But you know, he's got karma in his reading. Karma, as you know, most of you, means he will get what he deserves. So if he's been naughty, he's going to pay for it. Make no mistake. If he's been naughty, he will pay. But I'm not saying he has. He says he's innocent, and so we've got to go with what he says. He says he's innocent, and he maintains that, and I must point that out. He's done nothing wrong, that's what he says. The second thing I picked up was the photograph. Now, the photograph, when he has his arm allegedly round Virginia, the lady, some people say it's doctored, and I'm not sure about that. I've got Photoshop at home, and I do think his arm looks a bit too long, but that's not what the row is. The row I'm picking up is that somebody, some clever person, is about to dispute the date that that photograph was taken. Not the photograph being genuine or messed about with, but there comes into question the date when it was taken. I don't know why, but that's what I've been picking up. So the photograph may be a year or two different to the time when it's alleged it was taken. You'll have to bear with me on that and see if that comes to fruition, but I'm sure it will. Next one. They're looking, what I think the offers are, coming from over the Atlantic, is for a financial settlement. Now that's very difficult, because that would, some people would say, would be an admission of guilt. But it's been done before by other big stars. Michael Jackson did it, and it's just to stop everything and get rid of it all. It doesn't mean that you're guilty, but I think that a settlement is being sought after, and it's not quite that simple, because I believe that during the next 3 or 4 months, 1, 2, or maybe more, but at least 1 further complaint will be made by a different lady. I know these have been rumoured, but this is going to become official, so somebody else may also be trying to sue Prince Andrew, and there may be 1 more, 2, or even 3, but it's going to backfire. Instead of making things worse for him, the public are going to see it as a money thing, as a grab for cash, and that it may turn against the people involved, and people may start feeling sympathy for Prince Andrew. I'm not saying they will, but it's got a chance, and it may backfire, but there will be at least 1 more claim against him, I believe. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Andrew, as I said, maintains he's innocent, so we go along with that. And the other thing is, I think the financial settlement, if it takes place, and I think some kind of financial settlement will take place, but it doesn't mean he's guilty, but I think it's going to cause even more trouble, because the British public are going to get annoyed, because they will think that the taxpayer is bailing him out, and I suppose they've got a point. I think that's what's going to happen. There will be a financial settlement, which is what it's all about really anyway, isn't it? Money and compensation. Andrew says he's innocent. I must keep saying that. He says he's innocent, so I've got to keep saying that, because we have to believe him. You're innocent till proven guilty. But I think there will be a financial settlement, and he will insist on saying that it doesn't mean he's done something wrong. He just wants this over with. I think that's what will happen. Other people will try and jump on the bandwagon. I shouldn't say that, but other people will try and make some money out of it, and whether that happens, we'll wait and see. But let me know your comments below. I'm sure you'll disagree with a lot of you, but don't put anything naughty down there, because I'll delete it. And it'd be fantastic to hear your comments, and thank you so much for watching wherever you are in this beautiful world. As I said, please subscribe and share me with your friends, and remember, wherever you are, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved, and I love every single one of you. Take it easy, stay cool, catch you later, bye bye.